Alright, welcome guys to another Blender live stream. I'm your host Morgan Ozpin, and today we're going back to doing our grease pencil live streams once again. This time we are animating another scene in this upcoming film I'm going to release. I would say next year, I guess, because I think we are. Let me just look at my freaking storyboard right here that I've sketched up in my sketch pad. Alright, so we are now in the second half of my storyboard here. And in this scene right here, we're going to be animating what's called in wrestling a curb stomp. Which is I guess I'll just show you guys what's the scenario here right now. So, as you can see, this guy is sort of leaning down like a dog over here. He's staring down at the floor. His head is really exposed, which is a very deadly position to be in because this guy right here is going to charge at him at a point wherein he would run towards him, and with his I think it's his right foot, he's going to like stomp at him from above his head. So once he does the stomp, the stomp will force his head to his head to slam towards the floor of the ring, and it's a very deadly move. I gotta say, it's like the finishing move of one of wrestling's most popular wrestlers, Seth Rollins. And it was once like a banned move in WWE because of how deadly and easy it is to do to viewers. Heck, even I can do it if I wanted to. But it's a deadly move, and I want to animate this in grease pencil. So the animation process is the same thing. I'm gonna be repositioning these 3D models frame by frame, and then after I reposition them, I'm going to draw each frame with grease pencil while keeping while in the view of the camera, because that's the only view that really does need to be to look good. I mean, it doesn't matter if it doesn't look good when in different angles here, as long as it looks good along the camera here. We are good to go, and rinse and repeat. Then we will do the coloring at another stream. So that's gonna be it. So I'm just going to first get rid of the Buckneck Stadium here, and by Buckneck Stadium I mean this collection here that pretty much represents the entire ring. I'm also gonna get rid of the chairs because the chairs in the background here, because it's, I think, killing my computer. So I'll get rid of the crowd. Where is the chair? Here it is. Okay, there we go. And just want to focus on just animating these two characters here because that's the thing that matters. Might even maybe add some shake keys to the ring because he is about to like lean his entire body towards the ring ropes. So we're gonna do that later. Anyway, how have you guys been doing? I'm streaming early in the morning because I'm gonna be freaking going to school later. I have an exam on oral anatomy of all things. And after that, I'm going to be freaking setting up a bunch of teeth in an articulator. Just basic freaking dentistry related stuff that you guys probably don't care about. I've also finally updated the Vanilla Log website in New Cities, if you guys haven't checked it out yet. I updated it on my last stream about Visual Studio Code, but I haven't haven't published the HTML file and all of the pictures and the CSS script until now, because I was lazy. And while I was doing it, I was figuring out what I can do with the social page that you guys pretty much see as as the rightmost button to my homepage that's labeled socials. If you click on it, you'll be led to a blank page, and my original plan for that page was to create like a guest book, a guest book, um, a guest book page where you guys can like leave your comments and shit. Cause I want to like add some interactivity to my website, and I finally technically got that running using JavaScript and HTML. But I realized later on that you can't just use HTML and especially JavaScript to make a comment section in your website. You kind of need to learn another different language called PHP, which sort of offers you the ability for your users of your website to actually dynamically change your website. Unlike with HTML and JavaScript, you can only do like simple things like, I don't know, like slideshows, or you can make like image slideshows, or you can like make custom video players with those languages, but they cannot offer you like the ability to can offer your users, your website viewers, the ability to comment, and for that comment to to permanently leave a mark on your website. Because I noticed that when you leave a guest book comment on my website while I'm testing it out, it actually disappears once you reload the page. And the reason for that is because JavaScript doesn't have that ability for you to save your comments onto your web page. You need like PHP for that. And not only PHP, but you also need a server of all places, which I guess makes sense. You do you do need a place to store all these data. Which I guess why when you look at some some B-roll of Google's headquarters, you might stumble upon them showing you like a bunch of web servers in a facility somewhere in the middle of the desert. And those are pretty much, I guess, the things those are the things that's pretty much been storing your data this entire time. Like, granted, I don't need the biggest server in the world like Google, but it still does require you to have maybe like a ton of storage space in my part. And especially you also need like a computer that actually needs to be turned on for most of the time, because if it ever turns off, your website is probably just not gonna run. As I've seen in a quick tutorial by Brocode, bless his soul. Love his tutorials, but it's when that was when I realized that I cannot really make a guest book on my website. So I figured, right, I can't make a website anymore. I mean, I can't make a comment section with a social page. And I also don't feel good about collecting users' data with my website, which is also like a little bit of an iffy thing for me. I mean, we already have like Google and and Facebook and Twitter for that. I don't need to be part of this this controversial collecting of data. So I figured I should just turn that social page into a um do it like a maybe like a coding project page, because I'm still learning a little bit of JavaScript, and I figured, well, I can maybe use this page to post the things I've been making with JavaScript lately, um like this random number generator that I've recently made with Bro Code tutorial. What else? And yeah, I want to. Maybe I'll replace the socials page with a coding page instead. I guess that would be fun. And also, I did a little bit of I did a little bit of more changes to the homepage while I was gone. If you guys remembered from my last stream, I've technically uploaded my raw MP3 files onto my website's folders directly, instead of just relying on a third-party website like YouTube to stream my music on my website. Because, you know, I thought this was the simplest way, even though it consumes maybe a lot of my NeoCities storage. But then once I uploaded the index.html to my website, to NeoCities, it didn't support me uploading MP3 files, which I thought, okay, this is a problem. The reason why they don't let users upload MP3 files, because the music industry sucks, and they want you to not, you know, stream their music due to copyright infringement and stuff like that. But in exchange, it also unintentionally made it so that users of their own site can also not upload their own music, which was, you know, a bit bit of a problem. Hold on, can I zoom in on this? Okay. So I decided to, after learning about this, is to try for one final time to upload my freaking music to SoundCloud, and hopefully use SoundCloud as a way for me to embed my music onto my website. I know it's like the most, you know, the most ugliest way is to like use an iframe on your website, but you know, I didn't have any other choice. And this time it actually worked for me. The fact that this music I've uploaded, which I've created on my own, I didn't steal anyone's music, it actually finally was accepted into SoundCloud, because last time I've used SoundCloud, the music was sort of reported to the site as something that's made by a third party, which it isn't. It's everything was made by me in LMMS, and even including the VSTs. Even though the VSTs are not made by me, it's clearly stated on their website that the VSTs were made for everyone. So I didn't really need to credit DSK for that, the people behind the VSTs that I used for my music. And yeah, heck, you know, like the VSTs are basically just instruments. They're not like sample tracks or anything. So I'm just, you know, if I'm technically stealing something, it's by the notes, not the not like a full verse or anything. Okay, so this guy's about to walk towards the back here. Okay. So he goes. Okay, so I think. Should I have him hop towards the rope, or should I have him do an extra step towards? Nah, maybe I'll do a hop. Yeah, I'll do a hop. So I'm gonna go to my cowboy. No, this one. I'm gonna hide this for now. Move this to the back a little bit. Get the cowboy back. Just gotta make sure all of these steps are being monitored correctly. Oh my god. Alright, so now turn on the mirror. Okay, maybe I'll do this a little bit further down here. Get rid of buck neck for me. Right. Yeah, this works. Oh shit, I need to go to the bathroom real quick. No, never mind. It's I'm just feeling gassy, I guess. Oh, frick. Alright, so we got this. I'm gonna just hide everything. Alright. So realize the reason why, because I remember before when I was doing this whole grease pencil thing, I always have a problem of my grease pencil objects just clipping under the ring over here. I remember when I first started doing this grease pencil project, I noticed that every time I draw my frames, especially frames that include my characters having their 2 feet planted on the floor, there's always a chance that the grease pencil object would just clip underneath the ring, resulting in a scenario wherein their feet is slowly sinking and clipping through the ring, making it look like the feet is half being shown on the camera. And it's only until recently that I've figured out why that's happening. It's because my freaking 3D cursor, which was this thing here, this red circle here. This red circle was like way too near the floor, and it's causing my grease pencil strokes to sort of also sink into the floor. Because in Blender, every frame, if you set to 3D cursor here, every frame will be centered around this 3D cursor that you placed, and you can only like center it again if you can only you can only prevent the sinking of the grease pencils from happening if you just just place it higher. Just place it higher along your grease pencil seam. Just I guess fine by me. Whew. Oh my god. Speaking of wrestling, I haven't been watching a lot of AEW lately. The rival company behind WWE, yeah, I haven't been watching them lately. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just not into the wrestling mood right now. But my god, the main problem with AEW right now is that they just cannot give me stories that I would actually care for or would be invested enough to watch for an entire month until they release a new pay-per-view. Last time I've ever been invested in their stories was when they turned MJF face in last year in somewhere around the period of AEW All In, when he's when he was still like a teammate with Mike Adam Cole for the ROH World Heavyweight, the ROH Tag Team Championships. I think that was peak story AEW right then, right then and there. But ever since, I just haven't been into whatever the frick AEW is in right now. I mean, I guess they tried to get me invested by turning Okada heel, and it's a bold move for them to make him like a little bit of a funny guy, a funny heel. But I still don't know what's the appeal of Okada in AEW right now. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not a big fan of long-term storytelling, because most of the time you're just seeing people not doing anything until the big storyline hits. I don't know. I guess that's AEW's strategy right now. They're just having you be invested in longer storytellings than whatever WWE is doing right now, which has like very short, concise stories each month. But with AEW, it's like they're going for the long game. It's only until you've watched like a pay-per-view of theirs that you finally figure out why they're the alternative brand to the WWE, and heck, even like a potential rival to the main conglomerate that is WWE. Because AEW just has the best matches, but not the best stories, I must say. Alright, let me just quickly draw this. There we go. As for WWE though, I wasn't expecting what happened with the Bloodline right now, because right now, if you guys are unaware, there's this faction called the Bloodline that the WWE has been using as their main story in their brand SmackDown. And the feud right now is that there is like a divide between this family they call the Bloodline, between Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. And the reason why they're having this feud is because Solo Sikoa technically just betrayed Roman by like beating him up earlier this year. So now like since Roman Reigns is now back, he's now like getting his revenge on Solo for technically just abandoning their family. But in reality, I think it's like really Roman that really screwed up their family big time, because this is a storyline that's been happening for the past couple of years. I think it started in the pandemic around 2020. So yeah, I would say like this is more so like I would say like Solo has the right to be to be angry. But anyway, they're now looking for like a match at Survivor Series, a 5v5, and the type of match that they're going to be fighting on is called a War Games match, wherein they'll be put onto a rectangular steel cage match, steel cage with 2 rings inside it. I mean 2 rings. I mean like 2 fighting rings. You know, it's that large of a cage, and I think how it works is that you're going to eliminate your each player 1 by 1 until the last player standing wins. And the way you eliminate is just by pinning them or putting them into submission. But the requirement for this match is that you need to have 5 people per team. So Solo already has like 5 people in their team. They have Solo, of course you have Solo, you have the Tama Tonga, the funny Tangaloa, Jacob Fatu, which I guess the only thing that's really carrying the blood right now, the Tembu bloodline right now, and Bronson Reed, which I must say I didn't expect that much of Bronson Reed, because he feels like a very mid card fighter. But now look at him with the new bloodline. I'm like, oh yeah, I totally now get his character once he's part of this other bloodline. As for Roman Reigns, he's still like lacking 1 member. You know, he has like the Usos, the Sami Zayn in his team, and himself. So that's only like 4. And for the majority of the time, I thought that the 5th guy in his team would be Seth Rollins, because Seth Rollins was, you know, his old Shield member, which is a tag team that he used to be a part of in Smack in 2014, up until Seth Rollins himself betrayed him. But things passed. And I thought, you know, it would be pretty, you know, it would be a pretty logical move if they were to make Seth Rollins the 5th member of the team. But then in this recent SmackDown, was it? Yeah, SmackDown. Freaking Paul Heyman, the mic person of the entire group, came in, and he's like, "Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman, and today I'm going to freaking introduce to you the 5th guy to our team." And I thought that, oh, okay, that's gonna be the time that Seth Rollins is coming up. Yeah, that's gonna be it. But then CM Punk's theme played, and I'm like, oh my god, I didn't expect this. And guess what? It actually makes sense if you think about it now. Because I always thought that the next logical move was to make Seth Rollins the fifth guy, but CM Punk, oh my god, that was fire. And it makes sense because Paul Heyman is also a part of the bloodline as the wise man, and he's not gonna wrestle or anything. But since he's part of the bloodline, he also has like connections to other wrestlers he's worked in the past, and one of the wrestlers he used to work with was CM Punk, and CM Punk was just um was a pretty notable wrestler back in the 2010s. I didn't watch him during that time. I was introduced to wrestling when Daniel Bryan won the World Heavyweight Championship in WrestleMania 30. Um, but I watched a little bit of CM Punk in AEW, and during his recent run in WWE, and I thought, oh my god, this guy's this guy's a shit talker. This guy's really good at the mic. He can really bring out the best in a story that's given to him. And now looking at the roster, I'm like, okay, this is this is interesting. And heck, it's even good for his career because I think for the majority of the year, CM Punk was just fighting wrestlers that didn't really have any title to their waist, and I think that now that CM Punk is in the Bloodline storyline, he might have a chance on winning like a title somewhere in WrestleMania 41 or maybe even before that or something. Yeah, that would be fun. Um, okay, so now that we got this here, I'm gonna place a thing here. And we need to bring back the Bucknut Stadium because we need this guy to. Well, before that, we need to actually first make a. Can I just let me see. Okay, this is key. I want this one to move here. Towards here, yeah. And can I there we go. Okay, so now that that's there, I don't know, does this get to be seen in the. Yeah, I can get to be seen. Alright. So, we now need to get this guy to move towards the side here. Oh my god, I need to poo. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna put you guys on the waiting screen for now because I need to go to the washroom real quick. Hold on. Hey guys, I'm back. And guess what? Guess what I found in the bathroom? My freaking sister is here. Anyway, he's about to go to school later. In a little bit. So she'll leave the room in a little bit. Anyway, I'm gonna freaking animate this freaking thing. I think it's already freaking post, so I'll just go to my cowboy here. Alright, where's my thing? Here it is. Wait. Is there a difference? Okay. Okay, wait. Alright, time to animate this thing. What are you looking at?
This.
That?
Yeah.
That's my storyboard for the animation.
Can you use stickman?
Yes, I use stickman because I can't draw. So yeah, guys, I use a freaking storyboard for this freaking animation because it's you know, it's a fight scene. You definitely do need a storyboard to plan everything out.
Yeah, this one.
Huh? What's that?
Second page.
Oh yeah, that's the first half of the storyboard. Yeah, I can't show you guys. I cannot show you guys the storyboard right now because it's, you know, it's physically with me right now, not in my computer. But if you were to see my storyboard, there's just a bunch of stickman scribbled onto a cheap sketch pad. I pretty much just keep that storyboard just to give me an idea of what to animate next.
What's this?
That, oh, that's my that's my homework on what's it called? Religion. Yeah. My sister just found out that I also use my sketchbook to. Oh. Okay, my sister's leaving. There we go. My mom just called her. Anyway, there goes my sister. I don't need to pull up her PNG now. Alright, so now that we're all alone here, okay. I switch to solid mode. Okay. Shift Alt Z. Oh, thing is not playing. It's weird. Okay. What can I talk about today? Alright, the hand's almost done. Like that. You back? Beep. Mum. Shush. Why are you wearing a mask? Why are you wearing a mask? I mean, I mean, it's not weird or anything. I just.
Sometimes I sneeze in class.
I'd sneeze in class.
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, I didn't judge you. You know, sometimes wears mask to class. I imagine one time I wore a
Mask.
like a scary mask to class
Why?
because it was Halloween season, and they and during one class we were asked to do a presentation, and we had to make this presentation unique. So my classmates or my group members decided to wear scary costumes to class. And I was like, okay, we can do that. I can do that. But the problem was that I didn't have any scary costumes with me.
So you just wear a black shirt.
So I got like the cheapest costume, like the cheapest mask I can get in the market, which was this skull mask, and I wore like a blue leather jacket with me, and I pretty much just told my classmates, "Hey, I have a Jason Voorhees costume." You know Jason Voorhees?
No.
No. It's like a serial killer that was presented in some old movie. I think it was called like Friday the 13th. But anyway, I'm dressed up as a serial killer for this presentation. But when I came to class, it was only me that actually, you know, put some effort into the costume. The others, they didn't have any costumes. They just I think what they did was they just decided to put on a bunch of tissues onto their face, and they called that the costume. And I'm like, what are you guys wearing? What is this shit? Are you supposed to be mummies or just a bunch of people that
But they're trying to be ghosts.
trying to be ghosts? It looks like they just did something very wrong at the toilet or something. They spread some shit on their face and they decided to clean it up with toilet paper.
Just tissue?
Yeah, just tissue.
They
I'm
glued
like,
it
what the
on.
fuck is this? The only thing I'm scared of is the fact that you guys are that you are not. I'm not the kind of people that would wander towards you on the street. It's giving me bad vibes, but not the kind of vibes that I actually want. Anyway, got almost done here. Anyway, gonna do a spelling bee today.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna win.
I don't know.
Wait, when did this happen? This spelling bee?
Yesterday.
Yesterday?
Yeah.
And today they're gonna announce like the elimination and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Why is this character always at their screen?
Oh, this thing. No, just for reference. Sometimes, I mean, it's not only this character I need to animate. I also need to animate this character over here, which is this character. Nothing much. Okay. All right. Let's bring back the ring. Where is it? Ring. Buck next stadium.
Wait, black and white.
Alright. Okay. Alright. I guess we can have him lean a bit. Yeah. Kind of like that. Maybe change a little bit of his posing here. Alright. There we go. Pop. Insert. Okay. Oh, wait. We have the Buckner Stadium here. Alright. Oh shit. Oh shit. God, don't you just hate it when you reach that point of an art live stream wherein the artist starts retaking a bunch of strokes a couple of times? Redrawing a couple of strokes a couple of times?
Yes, with eyes.
The ice.
It's very hard.
I think the hands is the hardest thing to make.
Don't even draw hands. Just draw like an upside down view.
Oh. Okay, there we go. Beep. Boop. Okay. I just might be able to finish this the outline here in this stream if I wanted to. Because this guy's very easy to make. It's just this guy over here that's hard to make because it's just so many patterns on his freaking wrestling suit. Compared to this guy, it's just shirtless. You know, I'm pretty much animating a naked guy here. It's easier to animate a naked guy than someone that has clothes. Yeah, I'm serious because there's with clothes they have all these wrinkles and stuff you need to worry about. With a shirtless dude, all you need to worry about is just his abs. And abs are rock hard, meaning that they basically have little creases and stuff on like clothes. Oh, there we go. Bye. All right, they're gone. They finally left. Finally. Alright, let's talk about not safe for work stuff now. Speaking of this cowboy character, I've recently tried to watch a western movie on my own. I decided to watch The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly one time. In I think Dailymotion, was it? I know it wasn't YouTube because I think it's a pretty old movie now, right? Like The Good and Bad and the Ugly. That pretty much is in the public domain now, I think. So I found a copy of it just straight free on YouTube, and I was watching it on my own. But then I got a little bit bored with it a couple of minutes later, because my god, it's a movie that you definitely need to be in the mood in, because I think the first half of it is just a lot of talking and stuff, and plus I don't know why I just have the lowest attention span right now. When I was a kid, I used to freaking read novels that have 600 pages to it, but now I can barely watch like a 30-minute video or something. And I don't think that's I don't think it's usually the video's fault. It's more so, I guess, my fault on my end, because I can barely focus on anything right now. But you know what I figured out? I figured out that I think if you're an ADHD person, or a person with that low attention span, I noticed that I guess in my experience, I noticed that I tend to get more information out of a certain media if it is written, and not video recorded, like on most YouTube video essays and tutorials and stuff. Because when I was like looking towards how to make a guest book using HTML and JavaScript, I pretty much learned it right away just by looking at a website article really quickly. And I'm like, oh my god, this is much easier than just watching this 15-minute video on how to get this done. And I think the reason why is because with reading an article, you can just like scroll through the text at your own pace, compared to like a video. You need to like wait for the video presenter to get to the point. But with books and articles, especially internet articles, you just sort of easily absorb it, because you're consuming the information at your own pace, and you're also skipping the parts you need to. And it's much easier to skip the parts you need to, because most of the time the sections of an article is pretty much laid out well on your end compared to like a video. yeah, guys, go read books. It's it's actually a much. I'd say it's much easier for me to consume to get information in my mind if it's written than if it is told to me through dialogue or video. Even though I like the look or the production quality of of podcasts or videos or video essays, I find it, I find it much I find books but to be a much better source of information for me, just because they just get straight to the point most of the time. I mean, I guess not most of the time. I mean, I've read like The Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson and Atomic Habits, and they pretty much have a, also have a long introduction to them that could pretty much well fit into a video essay. But the good thing about books is that they have a thing called the table of contents, and if you just want to get straight to the point, you just go to you just skim through the table of contents, find the information that you pretty much think is what you're looking for. Read that part of the section, and boom, you're done. It's that simple with books. And I guess also the reason why I find books much more interesting is just because I just haven't been exposed to them as much as videos and music and podcasts. Because I think we are like, as humans, we are always looking for the next big, the next newest thing. And when you're always watching a video or listening to a podcast, you sort of start to see all the tropes, and the more you look into those tropes in a certain medium, you get like sort of bored with it. You're like, as if you're already now expecting something from a video. But if you hop into like a medium you haven't been consuming all your life, like books, you're like, oh, this is new, and this ain't something that you haven't seen before. And it's just second nature that you would be into like absorbing the information in your brain on a medium that you haven't had been exposed to much before, because that's just human nature, I guess. All right. So I'm gonna now add another frame here. We're also gonna need a Buckneck Stadium here. And we need to move this guy a couple of inches towards the back here. Maybe I'll give him 3 frames to wind up before we move on to the next bit here. I'll put it at 7. Yeah, 7. Or maybe 9? Like that. Okay. Oh. Also move his leg a little bit forward. Like that. And this thing can also move backward, I'd say. All right, there we go. Okay. All right, so we got that. Time to get rid of the buck neck. Move to this frame. And let's draw. All right. Speaking of which, I've been looking at the news lately in the Philippines lately, and I think you guys can can tell what news I'm talking about. It's called it's the news wherein they extended the LRT line uh from Baclaran to I forgot how long they extended it, but they added like 5 extra stations to this train line in our country. And the moment I got that news, I was freaking seething because if I heard of these news like 5 years ago, I would have thought that this was the best news of my life. Like, hey, they're now adding like 5 extra stations, and one of these stations are actually near my house. This can mean that I could have an easier time commuting to my college and stuff. But then but now 5 years later in the present time, I'm looking at these news and I'm like, really, right now, when I've already moved a couple of a couple of blocks away from a couple of cities away from this said house. Because the thing with this LRT line is that it pretty much just links to every notable university in the country, including mine. But now that I've moved places, this news pretty much just doesn't really make me doesn't really benefit me at all, because I'm already at a point where I'm pretty much near the places I want to go. So this is the LRT line extending is it's pretty much good news, but it's news that just came a little too late on my end. But it makes me wonder though, what the future of commuting would be in the Philippines. Because right now the news, aside from the new LRT line happening, is that there's going to be more train lines popping up that will connect different parts of the country to each other. There's also now going to be like a ban in jeepneys, and in the traditional jeepneys. And it's just we're now like, and there's also now we're now having like buses that offer you free rides if you are a citizen to one of the major cities here in the Philippines. And the more of these changes I see, the more I realize that, my god, we definitely are a country that has bad commuting as a culture here. um Guys, if you guys don't know, the one unique thing that the Philippines have compared to other countries is that we have what's called a public jeepney that we use sometimes as as buses to get us to move around from one place to another if you don't have a car. And Well, I do like jeepneys. They do kind of like sometimes disobey rules and cause traffic congestions if in most parts. Like, I was biking one time early in the morning, and I was going through this intersection, and I was in the bike lane. Because of course you have to be in the bike lane to be biking from one place to another in a bike. Um, but as I was about to cross intersection, a jeepney just stopped right in front of me, and I had to like fucking, because like with the bike, you have to like have your seat be a little bit higher up to you from the ground. But as soon as this jeepney like stopped in front of me, I had to like really stretch my legs to reach to the ground, to a point that my freaking balls just just crushed on itself, just because I tried to stretch my legs so down toward the ground. This jeepney just pretty much killed an entire generation of people. um just because they just like stopped at a at a wrong spot on the road, and I'm like, oh my god. What is this jeepney doing? I mean, granted, I get why we use jeepneys. It's a cheap alternative to the more notable buses that we usually get, and it's much more accessible to most Filipinos compared to a jeepney. And a jeepney can go far compared to like a tricycle or a, I don't know, like a calesa. The ones you get in the horse carriages you find in Intramuros. But I mean, if I'm gonna be very critical with what's with the state of jeepneys right now, they definitely feel like they are unregulated sometimes, to the point that they sometimes cause a little bit of some trouble on the streets. I mean, I do want to keep them around. It's a money saving venture for most people. Um, but if I'm gonna be very nitpicky and critical with what jeepneys actually do to our country, they really do cause some trouble sometimes along the roads. And it's not only jeepneys that are having trouble along the roads. It's also vehicles in general in our country that's causing trouble along the roads. Like, I remember searching for Reddit, and there was this video that got trending of a person riding a car through a bus lane. And I don't know if bus lanes are a thing in other countries, but bus lanes are just lanes in a road that's dedicated to buses. Because according to the government, we need these bus lanes to be free from private vehicles, so that these buses can you know can be effective in transporting many citizens as fast as possible. um but this video came trending a little while back of a bunch of cars, a bunch of private cars, just going through this freaking lane in the road. And they were only caught by a police raid disguised as a bus on the road. And the moment they got arrested, I'm like, oh my god, they freaking deserve that, man. These people that disobey road laws is the reason why we don't have really good public transportation here in the Philippines, man. I mean, I know. I guess I can also blame the government for not giving us better commuting options. Heck, I think they're also the reason why we haven't gotten as much good train lines compared to other Southeast Asian countries. But if we're gonna be realistic, guys, we are also part of the problem. The public is also part of the problem. The fact that we sometimes just can't fix our streets. People jaywalk. Heck, I even jaywalk, I guess. But I'm slowly learning to obey road road signs. and I think the other people should too, because I think if you guys want change, you definitely need to. We definitely need to start at the ground level. Get people to follow. Get the lay people to follow our road rules first. That way, the government can act accordingly and give us better commuting options in the future, like with the upcoming MRT7. I actually want to wonder. I actually want to see how not just bikes would react to to the commuting problem here in the Philippines. If you guys don't know, Not Just Bikes is this YouTube channel that's dedicated to talking about city planning in the context of 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 uh, buses and commuters in certain places. And he does a lot of videos where he just talks about the trains in Japan, or the numerous bike lanes in Amsterdam, and I always find it like a very interesting subject whenever he talks about them. And I want to know how he would feel like if he goes to the Philippines and he sees the problem that we have right now. Because I think the problem in the Philippines is very unique, because I don't think it's a government problem. It's more so like a cultural problem, I would say. Because I feel like the nature of bad commuting options is a very cultural aspect here of the Philippines, from the way we use jeepneys, to the ways we just don't obey traffic traffic laws here. I mean, if you're going to walk to like even like the nicest cities here in the Philippines, like BGC, you're gonna catch someone jaywalking at some point. And it's kind of bad, I must say. um, we're pretty much living in a real life GTA scenario here in Manila. Although I'm not sure what else, how else is the road laws in other places here. But especially in Metro Manila, it's definitely like a hellscape, in my opinion. All right, I'll do one more frame here. This time we are winding up um the bounce here. We're going to put this all the way up. We're also going to put this down, and this one has to go up. Oh. All right, there we go. All right, enough about commuting. I know you guys are interested in commuting. um, I guess I want to just talk about what can we talk about? Oh yeah, I finally talked to my teacher uh about this cheater in class. So if you guys don't know, I think a while back I talked to you guys about how there is this cheater who is very open to cheating on my paper. I mean to be fair, he would ask me and say, "Hey, do you wanna? I'm gonna look at your paper. I'm gonna cheat, and here's the plan." And I'm gonna be like, "Okay." And I was always afraid to say no to this guy because, you know, this guy has a lot of connections in this class, and I don't want to, you know, get people. I don't want to get on people's bad side you know, by saying no to this person. Because if I say no, he would definitely like spread some gossip about me and stuff. So for the longest time, I just let this guy cheat on my exam while the teacher doesn't know about it. But now that we are in the end, we're in the last day of our classes, I finally worked up the courage to okay, before I talk about this this story, I must say, guys, don't do what I did about, you know, not reporting this guy to your teacher. I finally realized the fact that what I did was wrong. The fact that I just don't report this person to the teacher, because, you know, with you know, especially in a course like dentistry, you definitely do need to not cheat on your lessons, because, you know, you may get away with it now, but if you you know, somehow make your way to graduation and you find a job, you're going to have no idea. You're gonna have no idea how to fix a person's problem, and the next thing you know, you're gonna be sued. But, you know, the worst part is that, you know, you're gonna have a patient that might have a botched surgery or something just because you didn't even bother to review your lessons in class. So yeah, don't just get a cheater to get away with it in class, especially if you're in a medical field like dentistry. So so once I figured out about this, you know, this wrongdoing of mine, I finally worked up the courage to just tell the teacher, hey, this guy is cheating. I wanna just, I mean, I just wanna move to a different section so I don't encourage this guy to cheat. And that's what I did. I just moved to I asked this teacher if I can go to a different seating, to a different seat in class, and, you know, you know, she nodded. I'd say she nodded, and I'm like, cool, okay, we can do this. We can do this shit. I can do this shit if I wanted to. We're gonna be going to this class, freaking cheating, anti-cheating mode, you know. But when I got to class, the only free seat that was in the exam was the one next to this guy, next to the cheater, you know. And I'm looking at my teacher and I'm like, can I get another seat, please? And my teacher didn't respond to me or anything. And I was like, okay. What should I do with this? And I look at the, you know, the classmate of mine that cheated, and he's like, yeah, we can do this shit. And I'm like, no, we can't do this shit. So, you know, I was like just standing awkwardly in front of the class, looking for a seat that might have like a open vacant seat to it. And I look around and it's just this classmate's seat that's next to it that's free, and I'm like, oh my god, okay, all right, I'm gonna do this shit. Sure, why not? So I took the seat next to this cheater, and I took the exam, and you know, for the longest time I just looked at my test paper. I didn't even bother to look at this guy right in the eyes. It turns out that he even brought another person he brought another person to look into my test paper and cheat, you know. I don't know. I guess his friends are just a bunch of cheaters. I guess a bunch of cheaters in an exam. um, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm not having this right now. And you know, they even tried to like, I mean, like before the exam, they even tried to make friends with me, I guess. You know, and they're like, "Hey, Morgan, what's up? Oh my God, you're so smart. Can I look at your test paper? Can I look at your test paper?" And I'm like, "Man, dude, I mean, it's a girl, I guess, but it's, you know, girl, I barely knew you throughout this entire class. Do you really think I'm gonna fall for that simple trick?" um, but you know, she's like, no, 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 we can do this shit. We can cheat. Am I right? And I'm like, oh my god, this class is tearing me apart. Like I feel like for this class in that I attended, there seems to be a lot more people willing to break the rules than most other classes that I have in my semester right now. To a point that once I'm done with the exam, I just gave the test exam to my teacher. I said, "Hey, here you go." And I just sat back, lean towards the table, and just have this angry look at my face. I'm like, oh my god, this class was just driving me nuts. um, and I don't really think it's the teacher's fault. The teacher was, he was a pretty fine teacher. I think he's like the most ideal teacher to have because he always like gives us schedules. He always give us free reins on our schedule and shit. It's just that my freaking classmates are like the most annoying pieces of shit I've ever I've ever encountered in my life. Because this is also the same class, by the way, that freaking messed up a presentation of mine. I was working with a presentation with a full blown script, a video, and some music I've made in house, and they just freaking scrapped that shit and decided, hey, let's just steal from this other person that we found on the internet. And this guys, these classmates, just these classmates of mine, just can't afford to not cheat, And by the time I'm done with my exam, I just gave the teacher I just gave my exam to my teacher and like, here you go. Took my bags and just left without saying goodbye to them. uh people say that look towards the you should always have the best you should always like pick your friends carefully. Like, don't go towards the mean guys. Always go to the guys that are, acting very responsible and shit. But this class just just proved that there'll be some classes where no one is a good guy. There's just cheaters all around, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't have this class on my. I can't have these classmates as colleagues in my later years. Like I feel like these are gonna be the type of people that would really that's gonna be like uh the next corrupted people in power if they still want to run for office or something. Just don't cheat, guys. Don't cheat. Cheating is for losers and for people that don't really understand that hey, school can actually be important sometimes, especially when you're learning about medical shit that requires you to think about a person's life. You know, to be fair, I was when I first started out in this dentistry field, I was wondering if I was ever gonna like this subject, this course at all. But now that I'm looking at how incompetent my classmates can be, I'm now sort of fully committed to the course now. Not because I find something I found something to like about it. It's just that I just have this freaking theory that I can maybe do better than these freaking dumbasses, and you know, just kind of like show to them, hey, this you don't need to cheat. You just need to get good, you know. All right, let's see how this looks. Alright, so the guy's now winding up for the slingshot from the ropes. So now he's now gonna launch himself. Should I do a smear frame here? No, let's go for a just simple frame. Simple. Let's do a draw mode. Let's go this. I'm gonna move this guy towards here. Maybe like this, I'd say. Why? Frick. It's gonna look like I'm awkward. Alright, I'll keep it like this for now. Okay. Alright, so now it's going to launch himself. I'm gonna get rid of the buck neck here. Oh boy. Oh my god, it's getting hot in here. Let me just quickly turn on my electric fan. Apologize for the background noise, but my aircon right now is broken. So I guess I have to maybe deal with the electric fan right now. Maybe we can just move the electric fan slightly away from the mic. Granted, it doesn't really take that much for me to cool myself off. I can have the electric fan be at the at the lowest setting, and I can pretty much get rid of all the sweat in my freaking back with that. I'm very tolerant to heat, but not very tolerant to cold. Cold, I guess. Maybe it's because it's always hot here in the Philippines, but we don't rarely get any cold weather here. That's why when I went to Baguio, I always felt very sick because my body just can't handle cold temperatures. you know. Okay. So I think we're gonna go for a 3-step curb stomp here. So left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot, curb stomp. It's the plan here. Alright. Alright, don't mind the error here. We can just fix that up with this. I also need to pick up my sister in 2 hours, but we have a lot of time to spare here. All right. All right, there we go. Okay, I may have jumped to so many frames from here to here. I may have overestimated the quickness between these 2 frames. So I might have to add a different frame in between them. Alright. All right. Okay. Let's get the other glove here fixed. All right. There we go. Right. Let's move this towards here. 6. Insert a blank keyframe here. Wait. Oh my god. And need to get the Buckdeck Stadium back here. I want one that's just over here. And can be a little bit straighter, like that. This one can maybe lean a little bit forward. Where is this glove? I just noticed something. I accidentally forgot to paint the glove of this. Oh wait, I can maybe fix that real quickly. I could just copy this here. Control C, Control V. There we go. Gonna do draw mode. There we go. Okay, so now go back to here. Right, there we go. All right. Get rid of the Buckneck Stadium here. Go back to here. Draw mode. All right. All right. Nice. Let me just widen up this this window here. I don't know why, but I always have this habit of making my 3D viewport much smaller than it should be, and everything else that I don't need much larger. Like this reference image of the other wrestler, or this freaking outline that I don't really use that much. All right. By the way, guys, if you guys haven't seen it yet, I've made a new video on my second channel, which is just a remaster of an old song I made called "The Room Where It Happens." It's the waiting screen music that you've listened to before the stream started. It was I think it was my one of my I think it was the second song I've ever made in LMMS. if I'm not mistaken. And I've decided to turn it into my theme music for whenever I am about to start my live streams, because you know, creepy room needs a creepy ambient song, and the room where it happens was just the song I was looking for. um, and I would say I did a little bit of some changes to it. There is now an additional new verse I've made to the song, as well as a I just removed a freaking beat I've made during the song. Because if you listen to my original version of the room where it happens, it had this terrible drum, or I guess a bunch of acoustic drums happening at the background during the last chorus of it. And I don't know why, what compelled me to think of that as a good thing. Because looking back at the original version of it, I thought, dang, this is terrible. I need to remove this real quickly. So I removed the drums to it, the acoustic instruments that's happening in the background, and just hammered in the whole spookiness factor of it by adding more synths and stuff. Oh, speaking of which, I just realized the BGM is not turned on. Here we go, guys. BGM Haven is now playing. Why did I say that? It's Pocket Orchestra. But yeah. Okay, so the music you're listening right now is basically just the first version of the room where it happens. I mean, I can keep that as a background music whenever I stream, but it doesn't really feel like a scary song towards the last part of it. I guess it goes, you know. It's terrible. Speaking of music, I don't know when I would want to get back into music, because you know, I've dedicated pretty much an entire year of music making right now in 2024, and I want to focus more now on coding and Blender animations moving forward now, because I think you guys are also getting tired of me making music on this channel. So right now I don't have any new music albums in mind. Although maybe I'll do more remasters of some old songs I made on my second channel this time. And maybe for Christmas we'll make a, I don't know, like a Christmas melody to end off the year. I still have fun making music. It's just that I don't think it's I don't think it really fits well with the things I'm doing in this channel as of the moment. And it's getting a little bit more redundant now. Now that I've made, I think, 2 albums for 2 years straight, I guess. And also I have this notion that I might just run out of musical ideas if I just keep forcing myself to make music. Because you know, like, music is a very saturated medium of entertainment, and you know, it's very rare that you get a beat that you think is original. Heck, even a beat that you think is how do I say this? A beat that is also good sounding and original. So that's why I'm sort of holding off on my music stuff for now. Oh boy. Okay. Okay, that looks much more natural. Also, I don't think I really do need to make new music right now for my videos. Granted, I pretty much made those 2 albums just for my own video productions, as you know, background music and stuff for my live streams. And I think I pretty much covered all sorts of moods and tones with the music I've made for my videos. So I'm like, do I really need to make some new songs for myself? I don't really think so. Like I think I already have enough material on my end to have it be that I don't need to now use the YouTube audio library for my own for finding you know, music for my time lapses and stuff. I would still maybe use some songs in the YouTube audio library just because I find some of them really catchy sometimes, you know. like Godspeed's To Pass Time is still, I think, a banger for me, as well as I forgot the other one's called London Fog by I forgot who it was. Yeah, it's London Fog by Kinsero Moraikas, I think. That's also a good song in my opinion. Just some good background music in my ears to fill up the void and stuff like that. Okay, so let's see how this looks so far. So this is the guy that we were trying to animate, and this is how it looks right now. And you guys can see it, but it's he's gonna jump. He's going for the wind up from the ring's ropes. Then he's gonna charge. Okay. Let me see. Let's see. Yep. All right. That's good. Oh, that's the wrong one. Alright, so I have to move him a little bit forward now because we have him to we need him to reach towards this guy though. So can I just clear the transforms of this? Thank you. RX RY. Alright. Moving a bit forward. Let's see. Somewhere here, I'd say. And move this thing like that. I can also lean a bit. Okay, here we go. Alright, and be a bit forward like that. Yeah. I need this guy to stomp this guy, you know? And you can't do it from over here, you know? No, it's kind of like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. You need to come closer to really feel the effect of the stand. Oh, so you're approaching me, Jotaro? Okay, so you get this. I'm gonna get rid of Buckneck Stadium once more. And now we're just gonna paint the shit out of this, so. Oh, frick. I'm slowly getting used to painting on grease pencil. Especially with this guy, but the other wrestler is still a pain in my ass because of how much patterns he has. Okay, like even though I guess I'm still painting at the same speed, but I'm now getting used to all the shortcuts, and I'm no longer confused on what to do next in terms of the things happening on screen right now. I can just go whoop 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 for the hands and just not second guess it. You know, it's all just now in my muscle. It's now muscle memory on my end. These lines need to actually, you know, conform to the silhouette of this character. It just has to look good, you know. The 3D model just serves as reference in my end. Oh my god, I'm yawning. Oh, fuck. Ooh, I didn't even need to use this moving tool for that. Okay. Alright, here's a question that I've sort of been asking myself for the past couple of days. Do you guys think that taking a breath mint while you're on a date look rude? Does taking a breath mint during a date rude to the other person you're dating? Because I got this question. I was introduced to this situation during a guidance counseling session in my college, and they sort of gave me the scenario, like they asked me the scenario, wherein I am in this situation where I'm at a date, and I noticed that I have this bad breath with me. What would I do at that point in time? Will I take a breath mint in front of my date, or would I not do that, or would I do something else? And I thought to myself, yeah, maybe I'll just take a breath mint during my date. And everyone, when I told the counselor my answer about me taking a breath mint during a date in front of my partner, everyone was just shook, I guess, for some reason. I don't know why. Like every other girl on my end told me, yeah, you're gonna take a breath mint, but you're not gonna do it in front of your classmate. And I'm like, what? And the same thing goes for every other classmate of mine during that session. And I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Do you guys, like, am I missing something here? Do people not take breath mints in front of their date during a date? Is there some sort of code of etiquette I'm missing out here? Because I don't really see anything offensive with taking a breath mint in front of your partner or something. I mean, heck, during class I would just be hanging out with my friends, and they would, even they're like people who are of the opposite gender of me, and they would offer me like a breath mint, and I'm like, sure, why not? And I would take them in front of them, and they would not like make a big deal out of it, So I'm like, okay, so these people are not gonna make a big deal out of me taking this breath mint. Well, I don't think a potential date would find it offensive, Like even they sometimes like just take a Mentos tab in front of me, and I'm like, yeah, that's I mean, it's nothing. You're just taking a candy in front of me. I know it's not like they're being rude. They're not like chewing it loudly in front of me. They're just like chewing it in front of me without doing anything bad. They just thought nothing of it. It's just people eating candy. Is there anything wrong with it? Let me know, guys. Am I missing something here? I will want to see if I can be proven wrong with this. Because if so, I feel I would have made myself like an asshole during this counseling session of mine. Okay, so this is the launching pad now. Okay, so we got this. It's now time for me to move this guy towards the front. Here. god, this is gonna be so epic. Maybe I can move him a little bit closer to the guy here. We need to lessen up the space between them anyway. And maybe lean this down and lean this guy down as well. Right. Okay. Insert keyframe. Move back next stadium for me. Thank you. Okay, the sunlight's now hitting my eyes and it's preventing me from looking good at the screen here. Alright. Progress, boys. We're making a lot of progress today. Notice that I tend to make a lot of more output on my animation projects the more I see that I'm getting closer towards the finish line of, you know, completing a project. You guys also get that sort of same sort of jolt of output whenever you're close to a project and you start to see that you're almost close to the finish line, so you're now making more progress than you were when you first started out in your what's it called, in your work. Because I remember I would just complete like one scene of my animation every month or so with this one, but now that ever since November started, and now I'm making 3 scenes. I already completed like 3 scenes already. So yeah, it's like pretty cool on my part. I don't want to show you guys the scenes yet, even though I want to. But I want to keep it as a surprise until I finish this animation here, which is already I guess halfway done. At least the big parts of it is halfway done. And it's not gonna be that long. It's not gonna be as long as Candlewick. Candlewick is just, I don't know how I was able to make it 10 minutes long, but it's not gonna be 10 minutes long. I would say it's like just gonna be around 3 minutes long, I guess. Because this was originally anyway supposed to be a side project, but this has now deviated towards a big project consisting of me drawing so many keyframes and stuff. Anyway, guys, I guess you guys might like it. It's a it's a fight scene. Everyone likes shonen, so this is basically shonen, right? It's just a fight scene and stuff. Oh, okay. Speaking of fight scenes, I think the most notable fight scene I've watched from Newgrounds, which is the place that I'll be first uploading this scene, by the way. But the first, the most notable fight scene animation I've seen in Newgrounds was this one that featured like a chicken, I think, a chicken and another chicken, and it's called a. I think the name of the animation is called a cockfight. And it was just this muscular chicken trying to fight his way to a burrito. And and this other chicken was just saying, "No, this is my burrito." And the chicken's like, "No, no, no, this is my burrito." And it all devolved into these two chickens just fighting one another. And the chicken started to grow like a muscular frame. And I just find it very memorable because of how good it is for a scene that's for an animation that's entitled a cockfight. Oh my god. I wish I could make something like that someday in Newgrounds, and I think this is gonna be like the closest thing I'll probably be able to recreate that same sort of style with this grease pencil animation. There's just so many things, so many good things in Newgrounds that are just of high quality. It's just that right now my brain is just forcing itself to consume so much slop content right now on YouTube. I just think of Newgrounds as like, oh my god, this is not the slop that I've been consuming for the past couple of years. Where this is quality stuff. I'm not here for quality stuff. I'm here for just for the slop that Moist Critical is freaking posting and whatnot. And it's like, and in the end, I'm just watching a bunch of commentary channels on YouTube and stuff, just looking at whatever people are posting on Newgrounds and stuff. I guess also in that sort of same situation where you wanna do something else, but your brain is just like forcing you to watch something on YouTube just because it's just gotten so used to it, It sucks. And you're better off just consuming stuff on something like Newgrounds, or I don't know, go watch a Bobby Broccoli video. If you guys haven't watched Bobby Broccoli, go check him out. He does very good, well-informed video essays about whatever's happening in the sciences. He did one on cold fusion a little while ago, and I thought that was interesting. The fact that these two scientists potentially figured out a renewable energy source, but it just didn't happen because they were in the rush to be the first to have it. Okay, so now it's time to get back to here. And we're gonna move this guy towards the front here. Alright. This thing has to move towards here. Move this guy down here. Move this arm a little forward, like that. Let's have him poke a little bit forward, I guess. Okay, so what's the situation right now? Maybe we can move him a little bit forward. Like maybe here. We need to close the gap, so need to do whatever we can to get that gap as close to him as possible. I gotta move the Buckneck Stadium. All right. Okay, I'm gonna move this here, draw this. Can I do this in one stroke? Let's see. Oh yeah, here we go. Okay. Do this. Draw this circle. All right. Draw the belt here. Also this belt, and this belt. Here. Yeah. Oh my god, the sun is rising up. Cover up the curtains over here. Like that. Anyway, I talked to my classmates a while ago about my accent, and they're also wondering where I got my accent from, because I don't know if you guys know this about me for the new viewers on my chat, but I am actually a Filipino, and not only a Filipino, but a Filipino that's actually living and was born here in the Philippines and never had myself exposed to any other country aside from the Philippines. So my classmates are wondering, where the frick did I get my accent, considering that most Filipinos right now has this heavy accent to them, wherein they pronounce their P's and their T's a lot more than people from the West. And we also have a very broken English whenever we talk about we talk English to other people. Yeah, we would basically just pass up as Indians if we if we ever want to scam people on the phone. Like, you would know it's a Filipino once you hear them in a phone call with them, because they just have this thick accent to them. But the special thing about me is that I can actually hide that accent in front of other people. Um, to the point that even now I'm getting comments from people saying, "Oh wow, are you a foreigner?" And I'm like, "No, you're looking at me right now, and there's no trace of any foreign blood on my body." So my classmates are like, "Okay, where'd you get this freaking accent from?" Um, and I always tell them the same story. It's that it's because I've attended like an English school when I was very little. My parents were very keen on me getting to the best school when I was very small. And when they told me about me moving towards this highly prestigious school, I was like, meh, because I was just like a 6-year-old kid that day and at that time, and I don't even know what the whole importance is of school. And during these early years of my life, I definitely did have like a heavy Filipino accent. When I talked to my titos, my titas, my lolos, and my lolas, they would always they would just think of me as just another Filipino boy, a what do they call that, Pepe, Pepito. I know like the like in the province they call little girls nene, and I think little boys called Pepe, Pepo, Ope, Pepo, or Pepe. Now Pepe sounds more of a nickname you'd give to a little boy, but anyway, yeah, I was just I was just another Pepe to these people, to my family. But then my dad and my mom decided to put me towards an English speaking school. I mean, it's not like as if it's it's not like a foreign school that specializes in just teaching people from outside the country. Like, I mean, sure, there's maybe like the occasional Korean, but it's still a school dedicated to teaching Filipino students. So I attended this school, and little by little, my freaking accent disappeared because I was just exposed to people there that just had this heavy accent to them. But before that, I remember during my first days at this school, they noted how I have a heavy Filipino accent when I talk to people, and and during these early days, I was the unique one because I was the only one that was able to speak Filipino to in my class. But now that I've got I was taught by them English, and now that I've moved on from this school, I'm now talking to my classmates on university that speaks definitely Filipino. And they all just now shocked about how the frick I was able to get this accent off the ground. And I just told them, yeah, just the school over here taught me how to speak English fluently, I guess. But really, though, I don't really care about this accent of mine. Because it's I don't know. I just think of it just another way for me to it's just another way of people speaking, I guess. I don't think it's really that unique. I mean, so it may be unique in the Filipino context, but if you go outside the country, they would just think of you as like an average Joe who is not culturally sound and shit. And it just when you're talking with other people online, you just sound like another Western person or something. And it's actually more so the Filipino accent, in my opinion, that does have some unique qualities to it compared to the English accent, if you think about it. Yeah, we could put this one frame up. Alright. Okay, maybe... Alright. Okay, so now it's now time for me to extend this leg. All right. Alright, slowly making our way there. Right. Time for me to... I think it's about time I move this cursor towards the center here. Like, maybe somewhere here, I'd say. Okay. That's enough room. Alright, let's draw this shit. Sheep, 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 sheep. Oh my god. Okay. Alright, time check 9:20. I need to pick up my sister here in about 40 minutes. Okay, wait. Let's do that. Okay. Alright, speaking of my classmates from dental school, have you guys ever visited your doctor recently? And have they ever introduced you to a fancy new technology that they've been looking at, that they want to try on you for, that's like computer related and shit? Because I'm noticing it very recently with with my mom, because she's also a dentist, and she's only introducing me to these weird devices that dentists use, like an intraoral scanner, and lasers, like just full on just lasers that help in wound healing on your mouth and stuff. And I'm looking at all these devices and I'm like, dang, when did medicine become such a high-tech industry? I mean, I guess it's like the most logical step for medicine to go, now that we live in an age of technology, wherein Apple and Windows are like the biggest companies in the world. But I never expected it to go this fast. The fact that we're now using like 3D printers, lasers, and softwares with subscription models to help us with diagnosing and managing patients' teeth. It's a wonder sometimes how fast technology can improve in just a couple of years. I mean, just think about like 10 years ago, we never expected there to be AI to be a thing, and now that we are living in 2024, boom, we now have like ChatGPT and freaking what else is there? I don't really know that much about the AI, but it sort of demonstrates how fast technology can just improve in just a couple of years and stuff. Hey, remember when there was this Black Mirror episode wherein a teddy bear was elected like a virtual blue teddy bear was elected for office? Well, guess what? In the year of our Lord 2024, we have this thing now called VTuber models, and just think about all we just need is just a bright personality to run for office, and that guy could most probably be just a VTuber, and boom, that freaking Black Mirror episode it's just gonna be reality once that thing is said and done. Speaking of Black Mirror really does have a lot of interesting episodes that really says a lot about the future. I remember there was this one episode in season 1 where it was just this guy living a life wherein he is just bombarded with ads all throughout his life, and the only way to get around it is by paying people to not show you these ads. It seems like a normal thing right now, but back when Black Mirror was first introduced, this was a very wild concept to people. But now that we are living in the age of YouTube ads and stuff, you can sort of see that this Black Mirror episode is slowly starting to become true and stuff. The only Black Mirror episode that I don't want to become a reality is the episode wherein they had this technology that can track your memories and your whatever you've looked at throughout your entire life. That would be a pretty dark future if that ever becomes true, you know. Like imagine like this is gonna be like a chip, a camera chip implanted into your brain that records everything that you do. Not only that, but it's normalized in society to a point that it just becomes a bad omen for you if you just don't decide to put this camera on your brain, because people would just think that you're just hiding something from them, you know. That would be like a scary future to live if that ever becomes the case. The good thing now is, well, the good thing is that I don't think technology hasn't improved to that point. We're not like implanting stuff on our bodies to track people's lives or anything. I know that reminds me though, there was this, I remember we were once taught this about this thing in general anatomy wherein people would just implant pacemakers into their hearts because, you know, these are for people that have general heart problems. But the thing that they didn't realize about this pacemaker is that once you expose it to a high enough voltage, it might just fuse out and kill your heart with it. And I'm like, what the fuck? I never after hearing this story, I never want to implant something in my body ever again that's technology related, because who knows, that thing might just kill might just kill me along with it, you know. The implant may just be like, well, if I'm gonna die, I'm not gonna die alone. You're gonna die with me, and shit like that. Okay, let me just look at this guy one more time. Okay, that's actually pretty smooth, actually. Okay, so now we need to get back buck neck. I need the where's the there, okay. I need to move this forward. We can land this curb stomp from here. Yeah, this can work. All right. Maybe we can move it a little bit closer just to hammer it in. Alright, let's see how this looks. Yeah, this can work. Okay. Let me see, are you guys chatting right now, or is it? Alright. Okay, now time to move on to animating this next frame. No, looking at this image of this wrestler character I made in Krita, and it kind of makes me realize that, you know, a big event can be pretty much be ruined by just the reactions of the crowd that is watching this said event, you know. Because I once had this this presentation at class with my classmates and stuff, and this presentation is all about us like presenting a sort of case in front of the class, and I was very excited for this presentation because it's a chance for me to, anyway, a chance for my classmates to show their video editing abilities while presenting information. And I just looked at the freaking details of this event and I'm like, oh my god, this is an event made just for me, because I also present stuff online in a video format. This is an event for me to basically just show off what I've you know, show off my video editing skills while presenting information to people. And I was so excited for this freaking event to happen on my class. But when the day finally came, everyone was just felt very tired during the day, because I think they were having a class with another person during the day, and they just weren't having it, to a point that most of them were just sleeping throughout the class. And I'm like, oh, come on guys, just say some, just cheer up or something. I need some high energy while this freaking class is happening. And they just said, nah, we're freaking sleeping on this. You know, I guess the same thing also goes for wrestling, you know. Like, I remember when watching Backlash 2024 with Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles. I thought that was going to be a mediocre match, but the French crowd was just so hyped with it that just turned this mediocre match into a full-blown spectacle. And I'm like, dang, I'm not even watching this for the match. I'm just here to watch it for the crowd and stuff. Dang, the French are just very good at hyping people up, I guess. Yeah, crowds are what gets people excited, you know, sometimes. You know, like you not probably you'll attend a concert for the music, but you're lying. You say you're not there to you know socialize with other people who are also interested in the same thing as you. And you know, you also get sort of bummed out when you know, when you come to a social event that you think would be a place where you would see other people of similar interests. And then you come to the said event and you just see that actually no one really likes what you do. You know, that would be like pretty heart-wrenching, if I say so myself. Like people, in the end, I think you know, other people actually does sort of control what sorts of likes or dislikes you have. You know, like your peers and your colleagues, they influence what you like most of the time, and if they are not into it, you'll also not be into it as well, if you think about it. For some cases. As for what I do, I don't really think anyone in my peer group or in my college right now really likes what I do in my YouTube channel. Not because they wholeheartedly hate it or something. It's just that, you know, they're just so busy with doing other shit that they don't really bother enough to explore things like animation or music on their free time. You know, I guess it's just part of growing up for them, I guess. But as for me, I just still keep it as a hobby of mine to consume all of my free time instead of, you know, just like taking drugs or something. I just sit in my computer and just draw or make stuff, you know. Because if I'm not doing this, I'm probably doing something more heinous, like I don't know, clubbing. I don't think I would ever get into clubbing. Does anyone here really like to club? I don't see the appeal of clubbing, in my opinion. You just get drunk. You just get drunk and you talk to people you haven't met before. That probably doesn't have a good influence on you in the long run. But by the time you're done clubbing, you're just wasted the next day, and you can't just do any shit in the following morning because you're just so drunk and out of your mind. You know, is that really something that people find enjoyable? I don't see it as that's enjoyable. It's I mean, I guess if you want to meet new people, I guess you go clubbing, but you know, it's just aside from that, it doesn't seem like a good time, in my opinion. And it's not like I really like the club music that I see whenever I go to social media. You know, it's always like pretty loud and stuff, and I'm like, really, this is what gets people hyped, you know? I mean, you know, I also like some mainstream music whenever I go to you know, parties that I'm forced to go to, but you know, it's rarely that I like a certain mainstream music. I mean, I can listen to Taylor Swift's Enchanted every time, but other than anything else, this doesn't seem like my taste, I guess. This sort of now sounds like a I'm not like other boys sort of sort of thing. But I don't know. I guess this is my personality. I guess I just don't like the things most people like. I'm trying to see if there are any things I like that other people like in my peer group. Aside from Taylor Swift, maybe. I like anime sometimes. Anime's pretty good. Attack on Titan was a pretty hyped show when it first came out. What else? Are there so many TV shows I like? No, I don't know any. I mean, I guess Breaking Bad is a TV show I loved, but I don't think it's really something that the average Filipino person would like in my peer group. Okay, so now we need to go back to Buckneck Stadium here. Alright, now we are going for the curb stomp here. I think that requires me also now to change the position of this guy here. And you also have to get lean in there. I watched enough Seth Rollins matches to know how this works, so okay, so this is, I guess, the position that I'm going for now. Oop. Yeah. And this curve stomp will probably have a lot of frames going towards hit stomping this guy. So we're gonna go down here. You guys are too lazy to watch wrestling match. There's a channel called Maven Hoffman that sometimes that talks about the behind the scenes of wrestling. And it's fascinating because Maven himself was also once a WWE performer. So if you guys want to know more about how wrestling works, you can go check his channel out. Pretty interesting guy if you think about it. There are also a lot of wrestling channels out there that I sometimes watch. One that I love was one channel that I like watching if I want to get into wrestling is Drop Mic Wrestling, which is a channel dedicated to just giving you some wrestling documentaries that tell you the full story of a long plot in AEW right now. And I think with Drop Mic Wrestling is like the only way I'm able to follow along some of the storylines in AEW. Like with the Briscoes versus FTR, I never would have gone into it if not for Drop Mic Wrestling. They're pretty fun channel to go through if you wanna know more about wrestling. There's also Wrestling with Regret, which is just nostalgia critic but for wrestling fans. He reviews like pay-per-view matches from both WWE and AEW. This is pretty fun to watch if I'm too lazy to watch a pay-per-view from WWE or AEW, or that or when I don't have the subscription service available in my country to watch these said pay-per-views. Shit like that. Alright. Alright, we're almost... I have 10 minutes left here. Before I have to shower and get my sister from school. That's a pretty long time, but not long enough for me to finish this entire scene, so I might as well maybe continue this at another stream. I mean, I guess that's I guess you guys already would have known that because we still haven't done the coloring of this yet, but we'll do the coloring in another stream, as well as animating this guy falling over. What's a good wrestling match without a guy that really knows how to sell a move? And this guy's about to sell a freaking deadly curve stomp in a bit here. But yeah, we're gonna wrap this up in a little bit. But not right now. We still got this hand to paint here, and another frame I guess we can make. Alright. Speaking of hurrying up, I've been slacking off on my exercises lately. I noticed for the past couple of weeks I haven't been doing that much exercises, to a point that there's now like I think a 12-day gap between the last time I've exercised and the most recent time I've exercised. But now I've decided now to get back into exercise. I'm now doing more calisthenics, push-ups, planks, and some waist exercises that helps loosen up the fat on my tum-tum. I've also been doing some more stuff outside, like biking and running. I want to do more running because running is the thing that's actually burning my weight. Biking is just, you know, biking, it doesn't really burn that much weight compared to running. But I do enjoy biking more because you kind of, because with biking you get to explore more places, and like with running you can only like run like the maximum 9 kilometers before your body tires out. With biking you can like go from one city to the next in Metro Manila, and you know, that'd be pretty fun to do. Okay, let me see how this looks. Oh dang, that looks good. It's looking good now. Okay, nice. Alright. One more thing. One more frame, I guess. We'll call it a day. Let's move this guy slowly over here. And now we have to adjust his pose, so I need him to pull up now. Also, yeah, there we go. That's actually a great way to get this guy over. Okay, let's see. Just realized I didn't turn on screencast keys for those guys who wants to follow on what buttons I press. Oh well. Okay, let me just see how this looks one more time. Okay. I'm getting better at this. Alright, so get with Buck next stadium. This is the solid mode. We're painting this guy. Good. Okay, let's just do this real quick. We have to end the stream before 10 o'clock here. I mean, it's sad to say that I have to go, but you know, I have responsibilities now, guys. We need to take care of. So, well, it's a very fun stream. I do need to focus on real life here after this. Okay, let me just make this much bigger. Crotch size much bigger. Because this guy can do backflips, so his crotch has to be very big, you know. All right. Okay, now I need to make a circle. All right. Oh boy. Okay. Do we have any other big video projects as of the moment on my end, aside from just completing this animation before, I don't know, not even before anything, but just by the time next year comes around, this like, I guess my next big video project. I don't have any other video essays in mind that I want to do aside from maybe some of maybe doing like a video about coding with you guys, but I feel like that's still a long way before I complete my website, and I want in my website building video to be to showcase a complete functioning website that I can show off. So yeah, it's still a long way before we get into anything that's not a time lapse on my channel, just to keep you guys informed. But by the time this release, I'm pretty sure you guys will enjoy it. It's I've been working on this for now the majority of 2024. And this is hope that by April of next year I will be done with it. Else that would be, if I'm still working on it, that would be the 1 year anniversary of me making this wrestling animation for you guys. It's not to say that I don't have any other video animation projects in mind. I just overworked myself with this one side project for the longest time, and I've already made a different script already for another animation project that is, I would say much better than this one in my opinion in terms of the script, but that's still a years months ahead I guess. Oh boy. Okay, so last thing is just this hand. And 10 o'clock has just arrived. Oh boy. Okay, that's how this looks. Oh, it's missing. It's missing a little bit of his boobs here. There we go. Okay, so let's just watch this one more time. Okay. Maybe I just have it 3 frames ahead. Yeah, think I might need to add another in-between frame for that because that felt like a sudden transition from this to here. I think I need to have his... I think I need to bend his... Actually, wait, no, I think I can just do it here, wait. Maybe if I... Shift D here, and maybe like this, maybe? I'm not sure. Yeah, I might need to actually make a actual different frame from this, from here. And an actual in-between frame. Instead of just a squash and stretch. So... yeah, actually, I think I maybe this could do. No, it still looks ugly. Anyway, I'm gonna end the stream here, guys. This is now the original, what we've made so far. A breeding animation and a what's it called? A bounce from the ring rope here. So if you guys like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe. I'm gonna go ahead now and pick up my sister from his kindergarten. And yeah, that's gonna be about it. See you guys. Now go read a book. See ya. Bye.